Well, howdy, folks. It's time for Beyond the Smoke Barbecue Talk. So grab your drink of choice and come gather around the fire as we talk all things Beyond the Smoke. Featuring pitmaster chats from all your favorite names in barbecue. We chat about competitions, pits, meats, and everything in between. From barbecue to grilling, from trimming to smoking, we got you covered. Got questions? Let us know. We're always happy to hear from you. Thanks for coming, friend. We're glad you're here. Now sit back, relax, and let's talk some barbecue. It's time to go Beyond the Smoke.
What up? What's up, Anthony? You're becoming a pro at this shit, dude.
What you talking about, man?
You're pulling a pit father Eddie Morales at that last minute. Shit. So Anthony says, I don't wait for no one.
Fuck.
What's going on, man?
Another week, man. How was y'all's weekend?
Busy.
Short.
It was freaking busy, dude.
I bet.
Started Friday afternoon. Got off a team and saw everybody was off the team, man. And I started hitting it. Didn't stop until shit. I was still washing dishes when I got home from work today. So I guess I'm still working on it.
Don't ever stop.
You gotta hire some fucking kids to do that for you, bro.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. They want too much money, man.
No, that's right.
And I'm
need
too
to call
broke.
Aaron to see if he can go use the half-acre dishwasher.
Yeah, right.
Coda?
What's up, Coda? Yeah.
I talked to him
What's up,
today.
Dakota?
He helped me out today. So
What's going on, Chase?
Oh, Chase.
what's up, Chase?
Hell yeah, I got the big bad
big
camper
bang,
rolling now.
big bucks chase right there.
Hell yeah.
Yes, sir.
Oh, deep pockets, very for sure.
Deep pockets, Vincent. I like that.
I was talking to Aaron today. He got in late last night from Houston Rodeo, and I told him, man, I'm like, dude, I said, just watching those videos, I was tired.
Yeah.
I was like, man, I don't know how he did. He was telling me about the day that they were having, and I'm like, dude, that's a lot. That's a lot of work.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I worked my ass off this weekend too, man. And finally was able to get to that brewery today and did the whole menu, and my timing was pretty much spot on. By the time I got the last side done, I was a little like 15 minutes behind from the top to the bottom. So supposed to open at 12. I opened up at 12:15, and I was like, man, I got all that shit done, and then just started getting hammered, slowed down a little bit, and towards the end of the night. They got hammered again, so I was able to handle it. No big deal.
Did you get any free beer?
Yeah. So I think it's 3 free beers for the trailers that go out or whatever and help them out. It's good stuff, man. They had some good stuff. Tried the new Landman that they had. It's a light beer. It's pretty good. And then since I'm a Budweiser guy, not like Kyle drinking horse piss over there.
Shit. You and your butt wipers.
You like to drink a hangover.
They had the West Texan, which is actually a really good brew, man. That one's pretty awesome.
That one's too dark for me.
Yeah, you think so?
Yeah, it's a little heavy, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, it's heavy for sure, man. But man, I was fucking tired and I was hot and I was like in the kitchen, dude. I'm like, dude, that shit went down good.
Oh man, need to hit you with the New Mexican, man. Chug that.
The New Mexican?
Yeah.
With some
green chili with the hint of taco sauce. Chili.
Man, that's right. Let y'all, insecurity come to the surface now.
Sauce.
Just saying.
Put some allsup sauce on the top of that shit, or what?
Yeah, damn. Now you're just going too far, brother.
Just on the rim.
I bet you make some badass Bloody Mary.
Salt and allsup sauce. That'd be fucking
There you go.
Oh, shit.
So, what about you? Did you do anything this weekend? Cook anything? I know Sam didn't cook shit. No?
Man, I cooked a little bit of those, what do you call them? Those little flank ribs.
Yeah.
Cooked about 7 pounds of those and a lot of chicken breast, man, like, Mexican style, chopped up and stuff with some pico and avocado and shit. It was on, man.
The crosscuts?
Yeah, man. It was they were real good, man. I got it from the Canaceria over here at Esperanza and tore it up, man, and then blacked out pretty much during wrestling and stuff, pay-per-view and stuff. It was a fun night.
There you go.
You don't remember it, but it was a good time, huh?
Oh yeah, it was very fun.
Well, tell me a little bit about the sauce there, Anthony. What do you think?
Man, it's really good, bro. Honestly, I didn't think it was, I was like, man, let's see what it's about. I was just thinking that's, sauce is sauce. I thought maybe, it's like, see what all the hype is about. Surge B, talking it up, it's excellent on beef. Shit. It was really good, bro. My kids really liked it. And so my mom's picky as hell. So my mom liked to sit and look really good on burgers. And I was just like, you know what? You're right. It really would, because good barbecue burger, man, and stuff, But for me, though, competition-wise, I'm definitely going to go ahead and insert it into my freaking, arsenal and stuff and give it a shot, give it a keep. So I really think it's an awesome sauce, man. Seriously, you're onto something for that, bro, for sure.
If you could put a finger on, like, the profile of it, what would you say?
I don't know, bro. It's like, I don't want to, like, dumb it down or anything like that, but it's like, well, shit. I don't know. I guess it's like if KC Masterpiece had a baby with like head country, but also with some slaps. I don't know. It's got a good back end slow heat, but not overpowering, dude. It's like just every flavor in it. It just complements each other, man. It's just really good. This overall, it's just smooth, man. I love it.
Yeah. That's awesome, dude. Well, the what's the net worth of KC Masterpiece right now?
Oh no, bro. What's up, Brian?
What's up, Brian? No, man, I was happy to hear that, dude. I know it's good. A lot of people were talking about it, at the brewery and stuff, and I have had nothing but good about it. So I was going for something that's a little bit different. That's not, not too thick. The viscosity of it's, I think, is well. It's not too thick, not too thin.
Mm-hmm.
But, put a lot of work into that, dude. Put a lot of work into that shit.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it shows, bro.
Cool.
Definitely damn good.
Cool. Gave some to Kyle, so Kyle's gonna put some out on Tuesday. So we'll see what people say about it.
Kyle be running shit on chicken and shit.
See, I don't know about chicken. I don't like chicken though. So.
I tell you what, all that pepper in the sauce make that shit pop, though, man. It look real pretty, though.
Well, I told you about that about the pepper. I thought about backing off a little bit, but I said, "Fuck it, I ain't gonna back it off, dude."
No.
I mean, it's Texas grit, right? So gotta have some balls for it, I guess. But it's not too hot.
Hell yeah.
Not too hot. So anyway, Sam, why don't you introduce our guest, man? Let's bring him in.
Yeah, tonight we got Ron Newland of BackLine Smokers.
You gotta well.
No, he's there. What's up, Ryan?
What's going on?
What's up, big dog?
Hey, thanks for coming on, man.
Absolutely.
I'm only getting one audio. I can't pick up the other three guys.
That's
No,
okay.
you don't
We're
hear
not important, bro.
No, I don't hear you.
No?
No.
Nothing?
Even on the back in the green room, all I could hear was you talking.
Really?
Yeah, everyone else is like a little mime.
Huh.
Oh, wow.
I was trying to guess what they're saying. I'm like, huh?
Do you have both? Do you have both earpieces in?
Ryan's a cool motherfucker is what I said. But,
Yeah.
they're both in.
Oh, interesting. I don't know. Hopefully you can. Oh shit, man. I don't know.
Well, I don't know. This might be my microphone. Let me hit. Yeah, that muted me.
Nothing. Still.
No,
Nothing at all.
Nothing?
Why don't you log out and log back in? See if you can get it back in.
Okay. All right. Hold up.
Yeah, try that. All right.
What happened?
You said
You
it.
couldn't hear.
You couldn't hear, but you were talking earlier, so I don't know what's happening. Maybe
You couldn't hear the chunky, sexy Mexican in the corner right there, in the bottom corner.
Let me see.
Man, there's gotta be something else,
That
dude,
one?
because
Yeah.
that's why I logged off and logged back on because I couldn't hear Sam or Anthony talking at all.
Oh, damn.
Oh, no shit.
Let's see.
I can't hear Anthony right now.
Yeah, there's everybody. I got you.
You got me now?
Got everybody now?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, there we go. That was
Right on.
You guys are setting me up for failure, man.
Look at Donnie.
Rick and Donnie. Yeah, Donnie had a big walk this weekend. He was all happy and shit. He messaged me.
That fool probably cheated somehow.
Dude, killing it.
Yeah, no, he's definitely killing it out there. So, well, cool, Ryan. Thanks for coming on, man. Like I said earlier, we talked about it, and I know Kyle's been trying to get you on for a minute, so it's good to finally get you on.
Yeah, it's been a little bit.
Yeah,
glad to be on here. Thank you guys for the invite.
Oh, no problem, man.
Oh, man.
No problem.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you taking the time, brother.
Yeah, absolutely.
We known about you for a minute, like we're talking about earlier about those big pits over there at Vaqueros and Trey and all them, and I was able to peek in on one time when I was in Allen. My brother-in-law lives in Allen, so the last time we went out there, it was like, man, I had to stop by, check it out, and got a tour of the pits and stuff, and man, those things are sweet.
It's pretty crazy in person, isn't it?
Yeah,
Pictures don't really do them justice.
Absolutely.
Well, and that one of a kind pit room that he built. I mean, goddamn.
Yeah.
Money talks and bullshit walks, I guess.
Yeah, dude, that's crazy. Brendan Lamb was telling me, he kind of gave me the tour of the pit room and stuff, and he was telling me like everything that Trey had to go through to get his permits to be in Allen in that place. I can't remember the name of the place exactly, the little shopping center. But been there before, and all the hoops he had to go to. Man, it takes a lot of work.
Waters Creek. Waters Creek.
There you go.
That name of that thing is.
Yeah. A couple years ago, Go ahead. No, I was gonna say that. So the restaurant where the restaurant sits, we actually took the kids to Christmas pictures in that same place where the restaurant's at before the restaurant was there.
Oh,
of course.
Shoot! Yeah.
So
it used to have that breezeway. You could walk in between the two buildings. That's where the entrance is now, with the pit room on the left and the restaurant on the right.
Right.
Yeah.
No, it's a damn good place, man. If anybody hasn't been there, I would really suggest for them to go over there and check it out. Not only just for the barbecue, but just for the vibes,
Oh man,
place. Check it out.
his food is dead on, man. He's a great cook.
Yeah,
really good food.
Sure.
Trey's a cool dude, man. I met him. Goddamn, I met him. I can't even 6 years ago, maybe, and he came to a pit reveal party that I had back in the day, and we started talking, and he asked if I could. He had a wedding to cater down here in Austin. He's like, "Man, you got a pit I could borrow?" I said, "No, but I will." He goes, "What do you mean you will?" I said, "I'll build one before you get down here." So I had a trailer pit ready for him at this wedding for him to cook at. So after that, I mean, Trey knew I was serious, and he knew that I was his guy. If he needed something, I was there for him.
Right.
But badass.
Man, how much do those weigh, Ryan, do you think?
Man, if I had to guess, I didn't weigh them, man, but if I had to guess, I'd say somewhere between 4,000 to 4,500.
God damn.
Man.
Those fireboxes are really what's crazy heavy, because they're double, they're insulated. They got the tube inside. I build the fireboxes pretty much like everybody else in the game. There's a tube inside, you square it off, and, you pack it full of insulation. But these are like super, super packed. I mean, there's no airspace in there. I mean, I remember I was sitting there with a 2x4 jamming shit down just to like heavy pack it, which I know Aaron Franklin would probably talk about that not being accurate because you need, room to expand. But I guarantee you there's probably a little bit of, misweld somewhere where some heat's getting out. So, I mean, we're fine.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. The efficiency of it, because when I checked them out that one time, I looked at the firebox and looked at the fire that it was putting, man, it wasn't that much. Like, it was hardly anything that he had there. And it was holding right at temp to what he had, like 270, 275, somewhere around there. Damn, you got into a puppy, dude.
There it is, Dan.
Hey, put that thing down.
Yeah, I remember when Trey was. Remember you were talking when Trey was going through that shit with the city. He called me and he goes, "Hey man," he goes, "what's this temperature that this paint is rated for?" And I said, "I don't fucking know." I said, "I paint all the pits. It's an automotive paint. I said, I'm assuming 450. And I go, why? I'm like, you're going to be cooking at like 300. He goes, oh no, man, I got to get these things like UL approved and all that shit. He goes, we got to run this thing. Yeah, they had to run it for, I forget the time. It was some stupid amount of number, like 475 degrees. It had to stay constant through the pit for X amount of time. And I was like, dude, I don't know. I said, they're not built for that kind of temperature. I'm like, they're going to hold up. The pit will hold up. I said, I don't know about the paint, but it discolored it a little bit. But you know what? We knew it was always going to discolor the paint through time. Mm-hmm. So it just adds more character. I don't know if you saw it when you were there.
Yeah. It was like a yellowish color.
Yeah. It's kind of cool because it starts off with the yellow and then it tapers back out to that white and gray, which is pretty stunning. Right. But I've never had it turn yellow before. So this is also the first one that we have ever done that was basically a white base, and then you come in with the graffiti paint. So I think there's something in that graffiti paint that made it, kind of tarnish that yellow. Because otherwise, they just kind of fade out and blacken up. But that literally was the first white base that we've done with the graffiti paint. So my personal pit, we call her Ariel. It's an underwater themed. It's my competition pit, and that thing. I run that one, and I mean, it hasn't discolored at all. Yeah, there it is on the left.
Beautiful.
And that hasn't discolored at all, but it also is a darker base. I think that white color base and the gray kind of, it threw that for it. Well, and the extreme temperatures. I mean, I never get my pit up to 400 some degrees. I mean, if I do, it'd be an accident, but
right.
I don't think it's ever been that hot. I mean, I've been to 350 before. Obviously, I think everyone has. You turn around, you forget what you're doing. You go, oh shit, there it is.
Yeah.
Then you try to tone that thing down as fast as you can. But,
yeah. If so, your pits, if they get away from you, are you kind of screwed, or you could adjust them pretty good? They react.
You can adjust them pretty quick. Yeah.
Okay.
So I've done it before, man, where like if I do have a spike, I don't like to get, above 350. And if I hit 350, especially during a comp, you got your shit on there. I mean, that's pretty hot temperature. I normally cook around 300, 275 to 300. But if I hit that 350, that's a little hot. And what I will do is I'll choke the damper on the door, and then I'll actually open the big door and let all that heat out, and then let that fire choke. And it, that's only a couple minute deal. Shut the lid, crack the damper again, and they fire right back up.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really. That's the other thing too is my pit. If you're a person that likes to cook at 225, 200, the pits that I build really aren't for you. I mean, mine are built for speed. They're built, for competition. No guy wants to spit. I mean, everyone's done it before where you spend all night. You're like, man, I'm doing a cook. I'm going to do a 16-hour brisket. Fuck off. No, you're not. You want to get up. You want to put your shit on at 6, and you want to be done by 11:30.
Right.
So that's the way I've designed those and built those smokers. I mean, they're really built for the guy who doesn't want to waste his whole Saturday and the guy on the competition where you got 1,000 other things to do.
Yeah.
Because once you hit a certain temperature in your meat anyway, once you hit a certain temperature on the meat, you lose. You're not retaining any more smoke, right?
Yeah.
And then once you get the other certain temperatures, you're already rendered down all the fat, so you've already done everything that it does, right? That's the meat. The meat's not going to do anything else. So
yeah,
yep.
at that point, you're looking for an easy bake oven.
You get there quick, is where I go. So,
you have a.
We've tried to cook low before. I mean, I've done it. We did. I forget what I was cooking for, and I'm like, man, I want to do this slow. It might have been Thanksgiving. I might have been doing my turkey breast. I'm like, I want to run this slow just to see if I can get a thicker smoke on it or whatever. And I did get around 225, 235, but it was a little bit more work to keep it that low because you put the log in. I mean, that thing just wants to literally go 275, 300 and just sail. I mean, they just run. That's what they do. So
you got
that's what they're designed for, at least.
You got a pretty unique.
But you have different factors just with every other cooker too. It's you have wind or cold or whatever. Sometimes if you get that back, if you get the wind coming through your stack and you're getting a backdraft, a lot of people are like, man, I'm fighting this. Well, turn the smoke around. 90% of them are on golf cart wheels. They move real quick.
Right.
So, but if you're on a trailer, that's a different story. But
yeah. That and that's one of the reasons why I'm looking for one with on golf cart wheels, and not only just for that, but like you said, there's just the ease of moving it around and stuff, man.
Yeah,
especially with these West Texas winds, you never know where they're going to come from.
Yeah, and if they're coming from the east, 5 minutes later they're going to be coming from the west.
Yeah,
or up from the south, and then you're screwed. So you're kind of. So the other thing about those smokers too. Any smoker, I don't care if it's mine, I don't care if it's a Jambo, I don't care who, what's the other one, Outlaws. If you get that wind anyway, if you directly put your firebox towards the wind, where the wind's coming into the firebox, if you have inlets, you're gonna burn really hot, really fast. You're gonna go through a lot of fuel. So what I tell people is kick that thing off to a 45. So that way you're not backdrafting it, but you're also not getting a full headwind. You're getting a nice breeze to come in, just like on a normal day. So it's honestly, that's the whole part of being a pit master. You got to figure out how to be a pit master. It's not like, I'm not against. I had 2 Traegers. I'm not against the pellets and all that, dude. They do great. I like cooking on them. I don't have them anymore because I've decided just to turn everything, live fire. But if you have the capability to maneuver your pit, do all that stuff in the wind and everything else, it's like that. That's a talent that you learn, and you have to learn that with every single smoker. So mine or anybody else's, it doesn't matter at that point. That's why it's kind of hard for the guys in the backyard that just want them on like the skids. You're like, man, dude, are you sure? It's like, are you sure, bro?
Yeah, for sure, man.
Can you boys hear me?
Yeah, we got you.
Hey, Ryan, tell us about your intake. You got a pretty unique intake.
What else?
Huh? I don't think you can hear me.
Can you hold the baby?
Can you hear?
Can you hear Kyle?
I don't hear nobody right now.
Ask him about his intake.
No, I hear you.
Oh, he's wanting to know about your intake. He's saying that you got a pretty unique intake.
He said they said they want to know about the intake. Kyle said you have a pretty unique intake on your pits, and they're kind of wondering about that. I don't know what the fuck's going on.
I hear somebody right now. Or was that you?
That was me. He dropped out again.
I did?
You can. Take your earbuds out. Take your earbuds out and see if it picks it up on your phone. How about now? You got nothing?
I got you.
Can you hear
got
me?
me?
Yep, I got you.
Just do a check. Sam?
You got me?
You got me?
Yeah.
How about me?
You guys on mute?
No.
No.
No. Put your what if you put them in? Put them in your case. I don't know, but maybe something going on with your. We can hear you good.
Yeah. It's muting out the lighter shade of brown on this side over here.
How about now? Nothing.
I hear you.
You got me? Nope.
Or me?
Kyle,
You hear
say
me?
something. Yep.
Oh, I don't know what's going
Ask him
on.
about the intake. Either way, ask him about the intake.
So Kyle was asking about your intakes. He said that your intakes are pretty unique in style,
On
and he was
on the offsets?
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I do like a slide intake. Some of them I did. I used to do a butterfly style. There was like a diamond-shaped butterfly. I kind of got out of that. Those kind of, depending on how the pit was being ran, like if you got way too hot, because no matter what you do, metal, when it gets hot, it moves. You know, I don't care how enforced it is, it's going to move. Just like anything. So if it got too hot and it expanded a little bit too much, sometimes those butterflies would try to seize up a little bit and it would make it hard on the air. So now I went to a sliding damper on the doors.
Okay.
I mean, the diamonds were cool. They were a pain in the ass to do. But I did like the butterfly thing, but until they started jamming up, and a couple restaurants had it, and they like literally seized up. So I had to make new doors for those. And then on the new doors, I went to the slide. So I literally got out of the butterfly because I'm not as cool as like Centex and shit, adding all those cool bearings and all that stuff.
All that razzle dazzle.
I don't
If
mind.
not, you're gonna have to charge more.
Some of that stuff gets extreme.
Yeah. So how'd you get into pit building there, Ryan?
How's what?
How'd you get into pit building?
Fucking COVID.
Yeah.
It started off, man, back. So I come from Southern California, and I was in the movie business for a long time, mostly TV commercials. But you say movie business, and everyone knows it's on TV. But back then, my buddy that I worked with, he would always do like a pulled pork and all this kind of stuff. And I'm like, man, what are you doing? And it turned out to where he's always talking about smoking food. And I'm like, man, I want to learn how to smoke food. I don't know what this is all about. So at the shop, I built the worst fucking smoker that you guys have ever seen in your life. But that's kind of what I learned on, right? So
Yeah.
I built this thing. It was great for me. I didn't know the difference. I didn't know what a Cadillac was, I thought it was a Cadillac, but it was just hard to work. And I'm like, smokers are a lot of work. This is really a pain in the ass. But it was cool and it was fun. And then I was like, you know what? I'm going to build me a vertical. I'm going to build me a better one, like a real one. I still had no clue what I was doing. So I started building a new one and then ended up moving here to Texas. And I finished it here in Texas. And it was terrible. And I still used it. I didn't know the difference. I was burning through wood like crazy. First competition I ever did, I used that one, man. I GC'd it. Couldn't believe I didn't know what we were doing, and somehow I won. And then I was like, okay, I'm on to something. But then I started doing more research, getting more into the barbecue thing. I started hanging out with a guy, Jay Tinney, at Tinney Barbecue. Like, he's like my mentor. And then I started learning about shit. And I'm like, man, this wrong. Right? Actually, Jay Tinney just popped up.
Yeah.
I'm like, I've been doing this shit wrong forever, man. So Jay really kind of steered me in the right direction and was showing me like what real barbecue is. And then I'm like, something has to change with my cooking apparatus, and I ended up getting the Traegers and all that shit. And then COVID hit and it became a thing where I'm like, everybody has their Trump bucks and they want to buy smokers. So it became a smoker company. So I went from Bacline Fabrication to BackLine Smokers. And then the smokers were popping off and we had them, it took 1 or 2 or 3 to get them kind of right. I mean, and they're always changing anyway. I never build anything the same. So all my shit's a little bit different. But like, they're pretty dialed in right now. And
Nice.
that's like what I'm cooking on one of my offsets. But the only reason I'm cooking on it is because I build them. I mean, I can't afford one. But yeah. So anyway, so that's kind of what started building smokers. It was just COVID happened and demand.
Yeah.
And then people had expendable money somehow because the government was giving us free money.
Yeah. Yeah.
Back then, the smokers were fucking cheap. I mean, they're not cheap anymore.
Hell no.
No.
Right. So did you see like an influx in orders back then compared to now, or how do you think that?
No, it was huge, man. I was on a 2.5 year back order.
Damn.
So people were dropping deposits and they were waiting 2.5 years for a smoker. So.
Uh-oh. There it is.
There we are. Yeah, they're waiting 2.5 years for a smoker. So
wow.
I mean, it was a good feeling to have that amount of following, but man, it's terrible when people are spending this kind of money and you're telling them, hey man, you got to wait 2 years. Because I'm telling you right now, if I'm spending $5, $6, $7, $8, $9, $10,000 on something, I want that fucker yesterday.
Yeah.
And it's like they're not putting down $50 for a deposit.
Right.
I mean, you're putting a minimum of half, and it's like that's a good chunk of change to be out for 2 years, But at the same point, I would tell people, I said, hey, you know what? These are expensive. I get it, but just figure you have 2 years to find the rest of the money, Like,
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But it's as a just being a person, just a human being, it sucks to tell someone you got to wait that long. And then,
Right.
finally I was able to put in some major time. And, I had a buddy of mine, Damien, he's a high school kid. He came in and he helped me knock out a bunch of shit. He's a welder in the FFA. And so it's nice. So I'm 100%, caught up. And it's a great feeling to be able to do stuff for people and not have
Nice.
2-year backlog.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Trust me, having a backlog is nice though, because you have jobs coming in, but
Yeah, you got to deliver.
yeah, 100%.
Yeah, for sure. You want to try putting your headphones back in, see if the guys connect again. How about now?
Are we there?
We got you. You
I
got
got
us?
everybody. Yep.
Awesome.
There we go.
I think
Yeah,
we're good.
maybe needed a rest.
Serge all trying to rest his voice and stuff. Somebody else.
Yeah, no, man, that's awesome. That's awesome. So you think it's on a decline now as far as the industry goes, or?
I mean,
Steady.
I know I'm on a decline for sure. Like I said, a couple of my other buddies that own smoker companies, they're seeing a fall in sales too, but they're more on the restaurant side.
Mhm.
I'm not 100% sure what's going on. I know, like on the competition end, Outlaw's really coming in. They're whooping everybody's ass right now. Since Jamie retired, Outlaw's coming in and taking over on the offsets. But you brought it up earlier. A lot of guys are going in competition. They're going to the rec techs and the drums.
Right.
Mhm.
There's something about that rec tech, man. That rec tech is just a cooking son of a bitch, and it
Yeah,
adds the
badass.
smoke. It adds the it's doing everything. No offense to the Traegers. Like I said, I owned a couple, but it's doing something that the Traegers weren't, and the guys are fucking winning, period.
Yep.
And that's what it's about, man. You come in, you enter these barbecue competitions, you're spending your own money, right? It's a lot of money. I used to tell everyone all the time, every time my trailer leaves the driveway, it's a minimum of $1,000, right?
Right.
Mhm.
So if you're not winning any money, all you're doing is you're paying out every time you go.
Right.
So if these guys are on these machines now with these rec techs and they're winning money, then that's what it's all about, man. It doesn't really matter what you're cooking on at that point. You're in there, you're in the game. So it's like, are you the kid that can afford to play with the good football equipment, or are you the kid that's doing the other shit?
True.
So
Yeah.
it's like if you can get the gear that performs, then you're gonna be a champ.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
And it just makes everything a lot easier too when you have that kind of gear, right? It takes money, it takes money, and it really doesn't matter what you're cooking on. It's the cooker doing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But still, it still makes your life a little bit easier.
Yeah, it's the thing, like, that rec tech, you could do to get that really good smoke and stuff. You could do an overnight cook, right? Because you just set it down at like 180, run it all night, and then pump it up in the morning. But the same with the drums, If I don't, do any of y'all cook on drums?
Yep.
Yeah, a little.
Man, those drums, you put that, you put the coal in there, you walk away. It's like a set it and forget it.
Yes,
Man,
sir.
Right.
Yep.
We set those drums up. You put your brisket on there. If you dial that thing in at 300, if you're not getting a headwind, where you're constantly messing with the intakes, I mean, you don't ever really need to touch that.
No.
Right.
So, I mean, I love my drum. I was really against drums at the beginning until I got one from James, and I'm like, man, this is the coolest shit I've ever seen. So,
Right about that, John.
because they're easy.
Yeah. Yeah. So the perfect segue. So you started getting into the drum game, no?
Me? Yeah. Yeah, I'm in the drum game with James Brooks. We have a line called Brooks Line Drums. Yeah, that's us. So basically, I took everything so James had. James has been producing drums for a long time, and a lot of guys in the circuit use them, and they're great. Everything about them is great. So I got in with James. I said, man, give me all your info. Give me where the intakes go. Give me the size of them. So actually, when it comes to putting these, James, on his end, he provides me with the drum. He provides me with the intakes, right? And so I come in, I'm like, dude, we're going to do everything that you do. So if you have a Brooks drum from 5 years ago, and if you get a Brooks Line drum now, they're going to perform the same. But you know what they're going to do? They're going to look a fuck ton better now than they did 5 years ago. So I just, I told James, let me put my little touch to it. You powder them the same way that you do everything else, and we'll have a great product. But at the same time, we're putting out a premier piece of equipment, so I'm not selling them for $500. Everyone's like, oh, the drums are expensive. I could buy a Gateway. Well, cool. They both perform the same. I'm not trying to beat Gateway's price so that I can take a loss,
Right.
So, but Brooks has already proven his drums work. So we're not doing anything different. Like I said, ours are only cosmetic difference. And then I did change the lid because I didn't like the normal drum lid.
Right.
But and essentially that doesn't change anything. The lids are, a lid's a lid as long as it closes, right? So
Right.
mine are guaranteed to close. Is basically it.
So is that a
Like
just
that.
stock steel lid?
Yeah, that's just 14 gauge steel cut on my plasma table, and then I put a ring around the inside, to help stiffen it so it doesn't warp out. And for me, I add on the lip, I guess, of the drum, you could call it. I do the normal barbecue felt one-side adhesive gasket around it.
Oh,
So when it closes, the gasket sits on top, and then you have that lip that comes in the side.
Right.
There's like a quarter-inch gap, but like for smoke to come out, it needs to really like fuck around the maze to get out. Is basically what it needs to do.
Is it
they're not
hinged?
getting out. Yeah, it's hinged.
Oh, okay, so it is a hinge.
Yeah, they're hinged, and they'll lock themselves in place in the back.
Yeah.
You can't see them there, but
No, I think I only had front pictures of it. That's my personal one right there. So that's the one I cook on.
Oh yeah.
Are you still competing?
Man, not necessarily. I kind of stepping back a little bit. I sold my trailer. I did all that business. Shit, I even put Ariel up for sale at one point. I was just going to get rid of everything. And just because, like we talked about before, man, it's a lot of money going out. It's a lot of time. You're spending $200 on a Wagyu brisket to hand it out and give it away to people. It's like,
right.
Yeah.
it's like, it's a lot of money that I'd kind of rather be at this age, man. I'm almost 50. It's like, I'd almost rather just be putting that into stuff that's a little bit, makes more sense to me.
Yeah.
Like things in the house and, stupid shit that needs to get done.
Right.
But, you're always going to have that urge, like, to cook. Like, there's some local shit here by the house that I think I will always cook. Even if I have to show up at the Weber and the drum, You
There
know,
you go. Yeah, go down.
I'm on it.
That's all you need.
So,
That's all you
yeah.
need.
But I'll tell you, man, when I got rid of my trailer that wasn't climate controlled, you know, no air conditioning, no heater, no wind block and stuff like that. And I've done probably 6, 7 competitions with aerial strapped to the back of my 20-foot flatbed, and rain and the wind. It's a whole other freaking bog. It brings you back to the beginning, and you're like, why in the hell am I doing this?
Anthony does that.
Yeah. I'm no stranger to it. Yeah.
So you know what's funny is recently I just bought the old. So Jay Tinney had a trailer that was made by Newland of Smokers, and it had two vertical cabinets on it, right, and a sink and all the storage and shit. And the first competition that I ever competed in, that pit was there. That's the one that I GC'd with that fucking vertical smoker I built, the one that didn't work, right? There's like, and it was actually owned by the Team Tito's boys at that point. So Tito's was there. And I remember telling my friend, man, we were walking around and that pit was gorgeous. And I said, one of these days we have to own a pit like that, you know, in that trailer. So now I do cook with Team Tito's and Jay-Z and everything. And we were hanging out at a pool party one time, and I was talking to Jay-Z, and I said, whatever happened to that orange trailer? And he goes, I think it's for sale. And I go, no way. And I said, you know, if it's for sale for X amount of dollars, I said, I want it. And he goes, well, let me check. And he made some phone calls and he checked, and it was actually less than what I was saying I would pay for it. So, and I was in Vegas at the time with my wife. We were celebrating our anniversary, and Jay-Z called me and he told me, he's like, hey man, you know, we can get the pit. And I said, well, give me the lady's number. And I literally Venmo'd her the money for the trailer when I was in Vegas. And I said, I'll be back on Tuesday. I'll pick it up on Wednesday. And so now I own the trailer kit that I said that I should always own one day. And then, of course, now I put it up for sale too, because I modified it and I did a bunch of stuff. I redid all the lighting, all the electrical in it, everything in there is brand new. The only thing it needs now is a touch up on the paint. You know, I mean, the thing. I think when Jay Tinney bought it, it was might have been like 2012. I mean, so the thing's got some years on it. You know, I think it's been touched up, painted once or twice. I know one of the cabinets burned. And they ended up cutting that one off and putting a bigger one on. So I have one bigger cabinet, one smaller cabinet. And then it had some fireboxes added to the back. I cut all those off, added by sliding air dampers to it because the normal intakes were gone at this point. So all it needs basically now is a paint job, and everything else is brand new. It's a badass trailer.
Nice.
So,
Nice.
Like you said, you know, added character, you know.
yeah. But it was just full circle, man. Because when I started doing barbecue out here in Austin, it was like, or when I was like, so dude, it's so funny. So the competition we did, we were hanging out at a local bar. I went to take a piss, and in front of the toilet was a flyer for the barbecue competition. So I came out of the bathroom and like, man, I told my wife we should do this barbecue competition, you know. And she's like, "Are you fucking crazy? We're in Texas. Like, this is barbecue is king, right?" And I'm like, well, we should just try it. And at the time, at the company I worked for was an architectural steel company. And I'm like, man, I'll just start cooking briskets as like practice, right? So I'd bring them into work. Dude, you guys are going to fucking kill me for this. So I would cook the brisket, man. Like I said, I didn't know what I was doing. You know, I'm a grilling kind of guy. You know, I'm used to grilling tri-tips and shit. And I'm like, all right, cool. Dude, I pulled that goddamn brisket off on my practice runs at like 165, 160. And I'd take it to work. I'm like, guys, try this brisket. You know, and everyone's like, this is too tough. This is too tough. And then I started watching all those stupid barbecue pitmaster shows, right? And I'm like, man, all these assholes are going to like 205 and shit. I'm like, that's like overcooking everything. So then we tried it, and I'm like, man, what's this cooler method, right? So then we tried the cooler method and all this stuff. And sure enough, man, by the time the competition came, I had like a month and a half to practice. And by the time it came down, it was nothing like what competition cooks are now. I don't even know how we did good in it. But, I mean, the brisket was good, but it wasn't. I mean, I didn't even, you know how competition briskets now, you know, you trim them up. They're maybe 9 pounds. Whatever.
4 pounds.
Yeah, fuck no. I cooked that whole son of a bitch, dude. I got the Sam's Club, Sam's Club brisket. I cut that package open, man, and fucking threw it on the smoker, and it was crazy. But to come full circle from that, to actually now, cooking with the guys like the Tito's guys and Jay Tinney and John Barton of Barton Barbecue, you start hanging out with these guys that are, pretty heavy hitters, and you're like, well, now I am getting an understanding of how this works,
Right.
So, we definitely put our foot in for, the last shit. I mean, I've been doing this now for maybe, 10 years, and it's been fun. I got a bunch of trophies, like everyone else, and that's the cool part. And I used to display them in the house, but you guys asked if I'm still doing comps, and man, when I kind of decided to pull out of comps, I pulled all the trophies off the wall, like I'd say last week, man, and the wife repainted the dining room wall and shit, and it's like, man, I'm too old to look like a frat house with my trophies in the kitchen. So it was time to move on. But I'm always gonna the shorter end of that is I'm always gonna end up probably doing the local comps just because they're close to the house. They're fun. There's things that mean a lot to me. Like Buda has a weenie dog cook-off. That means a lot to me. A local bar we have, they do a cook-off, the Moon Tower. That means a lot to me. Hill Country Rally for kids, that means something to me. So it's like those three are probably ones that I'll constantly do, even if it's with a tent, a Weber, and a drum. So,
Right.
But I don't think I'm going to be going, I'm not going to be going after Briscoe and all that kind of shit anymore.
Right.
Right.
What's up, Colin?
How did it feel whenever your pit hit number
We
2?
lost somebody, and now everyone's muted.
It's all right. Dude.
Oh, what happened? What was the question?
I said, how did it feel whenever your pits hit number 2 on the Texas Monthly?
I can't hear anybody.
He's asking how did it feel when your pits hit number 2 on Texas Monthly? Can you hear Anthony?
He said, how did it feel when your pits hit number 2 on Texas Monthly?
It was pretty cool, man. I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to add a wave of more people wanting to get in on the restaurant style with the 1,000 gallons and things like that. But there's a couple of inquiries and things, and then when people find out how much they cost, you kind of get down. But it's like it's really hard to compete from being like a competition smoker builder and all that kind of stuff in the restaurant game when you're up against guys like Sonny Moberg, right? And Mill Scale. And these guys that have 500 restaurants with their smokers in it.
Yeah.
So for me to come in after being mostly like a comp and backyard, cook builder, to do, I've done a lot of big one, 325 gallons, 500 gallons, all that, a few thousands, but I don't, Sonny makes more 1,000 gallons in a week than I've made,
Right.
So it's hard to compete with those guys in Centex. Jesus Christ, that dude's on fire. Like his pits are out of control. Attention to detail is insane. So he's doing really good. So to, like I said, compete with those guys and to stay, we're all in the same price bracket. So the name goes a long way. And, I don't think that my name is that big enough in the restaurant game, which is big right now,
Right.
I mean, I'd love to have more cookers on the competition circuit, because that's my deal. That's what I like to do is, more of that. And I like to do more flashy shit. And comp guys like flashy shit. You like to pull somewhere and pull something out of your trailer that looks good. Like my man Barton of Barton Barbecue, everything I built him is flashy. And he shows up in a goddamn 38-foot horse trailer, he pulls in and it demands attention. It's like, here I am. Yeah. You better not pull some piece of shit out of that big badass trailer.
Expert grill. Hell yeah.
Well, what if you pull a badass pit out of a what if you pull a badass pit out of a piece of shit trailer?
But seeing everything pop up for making a number 2, it was cool having my name on the smoker and Evan standing next to my smoker on the cover of a magazine. I mean, that's all pretty cool. That's bragging rights.
Right.
But that guy could cook that same awesome barbecue on a fucking trash can. I mean, he's amazing. So
So what makes your pits different from the Moberg?
I don't hear nobody now.
And so what makes your pits different from like the Moberg and stuff like that?
I think the way I customize mine are a little bit different. You know, some of the guys are set to a certain standard, like I was mentioning earlier in the green room. Evan came up to me and he's like, he wanted the air inlet from his firebox to his cooking chamber a certain size, where it's like, well, I can't prove that that's going to work because I know how big I normally would make it and it works fine. But he wanted it a little bit smaller because he had some, I don't know what his theory was behind it, but he had reasoning for it, right? And I'm like, well, I'll do it. I just can't guarantee that it's going to run like my 1,000 should. And he's like, it's going to be fine, you know, just do it. So with me doing it, it adds a little bit of adversity because you can customize almost anything. Because for me, I mean, there's certain things that I need to stay true to. Like I should have stayed true to that inlet, but fuck, I respect Evan so much. It's like, if you're sure, bro, then you're sure, you know, happen. So
Right on.
and you know, all the crazy custom shit, man. I mean, a lot of guys, you could look back on history through Instagram and Facebook and everything. It's not like I'm making this shit up. So you could literally go back in timelines and look at everybody's shit, all the crazy colors and the you know, glitter paint jobs and all that kind of shit. None of that stuff really started happening until I started doing it. Like there's a couple popped off here and there, but then all like the really extreme shit was like I was doing every single pit was something different and something flashy and something bright. And then thank God everybody else adapted because now everyone's just making really badass pits. Like he's been doing some crazy colors, you know, that are just gorgeous. And, you know, Centex and all those guys are doing beautiful stuff. M&M's been putting out great, you know, colored pits.
Right.
So I think one thing that we might have added to the game is really bringing out color. Not everything's barbecue black or standard, you know, propane tank color. So
Right.
I would think that that's something that I've added to the game. You know, obviously people have done it, but it hasn't been consistent, and I've been really consistent. If that makes sense.
Oh, yeah. Definitely does.
Can you hear me?
I don't know why I can only hear one person.
I don't know.
Or be me, I'm
going to go back. Y'all kick in again.
How about now?
I got nobody.
Nothing?
thing about all slips is
Oh, there we go.
there you go.
Test.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yes. Can you hear me? No, he can't. Anthony, I think you're the only one he can hear.
What's that?
All right, Anthony, hit him with
I
the.
just picked up somebody.
Yeah.
You
Sam?
got me.
No, all he has is Anthony.
I wonder why audio is so bad.
Hit him with the
You
question.
can hear
Anthony.
me though,
Yeah.
Give him the dream team.
right? Oh man. Okay. We have a thing on the show that we call, I don't know if you've seen it or not or heard of it, but kind of call it like the dream team. And it's basically you could pick any 4 people. It doesn't matter past, present, or somebody made up for that matter. Just someone that you would think part of your dream team for the ultimate, say like a competition team, right? For a cook-off.
Oh,
And
man.
you'd have also one honorary mention, basically your box runner. So you'd have 4 members plus that box runner. Do you have anybody in mind that you'd here to share with us?
And even if it's for pit building too, right?
Right, you'd have
Whatever.
for pit building or whatever. Yeah.
I mean, that's hard, especially since when I started doing comps and shit, I've only been solo, you know, do everything myself.
Uh-huh.
To put together a team is
Inspiration. Your inspiration.
Right, like the guys are saying, Serge saying like somebody inspirational or something as well.
yeah, I know for a fact, man, I'd have to bring my boy, you know, Jay Tinney with me. Definitely would have to bring Barton. Those two bring a whole different element to the game for me.
Right.
And then, man, I've never met the guy, dude, but I would have to put Myron Mixon in there.
Oh man, yeah.
man, just I don't. There's something that guy could do with hog, man, that I'd like to learn. There's another guy. There's another guy that he's not really a competition guy, man. This guy Ted Prater, man, I really look up to him. He used to be the executive chef over at Banger Sausage House here in Austin.
Nice.
That guy works miracles with live animals. Anything with a face, he's amazing with.
Yeah.
They used to do their annual parties, their anniversary parties, and it was basically called like anything with a face, and they would cook it, goats and all this shit, and Ted just made amazing food. So I would have to add him in there just because, if you do something that's kind of like let's just say a barbecue brawl type competition,
Right.
It's like he'd be one of the guys because whatever they throw at you, he'll be able to figure out something, so he would be one of them. Man, box runner.
Right. Box runner.
Someone sexy, man. I don't know. Man, I don't even know. Yeah, I think you got my dream team already. We'll just run our own boxes.
Oh man.
Man, I wish my audio was working better. I don't know how to fix this, man, because I want to hear everybody.
I
Yeah.
might have to log out and log back
Tell
in.
him
or
to log
something.
out and log back
This is
in,
weird.
Anthony.
I can't hear whatever he just
He
said.
said if you could just go ahead and log out real quick and then log back in real quick. You'll be able to hear us.
All right. Don't go talking no shit when I hang up either.
Come on, bro.
Oh, man.
Damn,
Oh,
bro. I
man.
feel like Katie
No.
Kirk, what's her name? Katie Kirk, whatever the hell, like one-on-one shit with Oprah or something.
Man, he has awesome pits, dude. He has awesome pits, man.
Must be this New Mexico, internet so supreme.
Supreme.
No, I saw him at CBA Worlds the first year I went out there, and I walked by and I was like, "Who the hell's got the under the Little Mermaid pit?" Because that's where that picture of those two pits that you got.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that was at Worlds
Oh, right on.
because they were set up just. I was on the road. They were maybe like 2 rows in.
How's
You got
that,
us
Ryan?
now?
Yeah, I got you guys now for
Yeah,
the next
nice.
5 minutes.
It's that Austin internet, dude.
Yeah, it's got to be, man. It's got to be. Fucking AT&T. Oh, you know what? That might be a case too. I wonder too if I end up going to 5G, just getting off the Wi-Fi. I wonder if that'll work too. But
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Anyway,
got you now.
let's go for now. Let's go for the next 5. And
So,
man, I really appreciate you guys letting me on this show, man. This is a good time.
yeah,
Oh,
no, for
Man,
sure.
absolutely.
for
Thank
sure.
you for coming.
Yeah.
No, we talk about it all the time. I mean, I get a lot of guests come on and they're nervous about coming on or whatever. But man, once we get started talking, just like talking around the fire, that's what I like to describe it as. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just kind of bullshit and get to know our guests, and y'all get to know us. So,
Yeah.
Yep.
This is great.
Episode 80. We've got 80 in. This is episode 80, and we've been going strong for a year and a half now, something like that.
Pretty
Yeah,
cool.
about a year and a half.
Yeah.
that's what I was
2 years
looking-
in what, June?
I was going through all your shows, and I'm like, man, these guys have some heavy hitters that come running through here, man. You guys had some big names on this show.
Hey, Backline's one of them.
No,
There
man,
you
that's what I
go.
told my wife. I go, I don't know why they want me on the show. I said, they got some big
Whatever.
players, dude.
Oh man,
This is-
thank you for coming on,
This is
man.
crazy, man.
Hit me up, Colin. Hit me up, dude.
You got to go through me on the pipeline, Colin. I'm the plug.
The plug. No, we like to get a little bit of everything, from the regular average cook to the restaurant guys or people trying to build trailers or pit builders or whatever, right? It's all barbecue to us. So
Yeah, that's awesome.
so and what's cool about you is you're a backyard guy, you're a comm guy, and you're a pit builder, so you're all three.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
just missing the restaurant.
Hey,
Hey, I'm
Hey, but-
in, man. If you guys want hot dogs and hamburgers and tri-tip, I got you.
There you go. That's what's up.
well,
Right.
it says a lot about your pits, though. It says a lot about your
165 brisket.
165 brisket. It says a lot about your pits, though. For you being in Vaqueros, and on a league of their own. Just because they didn't make the list this year doesn't mean they're not gonna make it next year. You know what I mean? Trey's doing a damn good job, and then with your pits over there at Leroy and Lewis. I mean that says a lot, about your product and
I don't know if you heard the whole thing of what happened at Vaqueros, why he didn't make it. They said, because you've only been open for X amount of months, and Trey's like, dude, I've had a fucking trailer for 10 years or whatever, and you could play that same card with a lot of guys that go from trailer to brick and mortar. I mean, he got screwed on that deal, to be honest, because he should be a easy top 10 contender.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I would say better than that, but we got a lot of people listening, so we'll go with top 10.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's up there for sure.
Yeah.
It takes a lot. It takes a lot. He's been doing it for a long time, and just his story is amazing, and he's putting out amazing product. He's all about it. For him going down to Mexico, learning down there, and then bringing it up here and doing what he's doing.
Did you have the privilege of meeting his dad? Was his dad?
No, there? I didn't. So I went over there. Man, he wasn't there. Trey wasn't there, and his dad wasn't there.
Oh shoot.
So Brendan Lamb is the only one that I had met, and I think that Brendan said that was his last day that he was going to be, there.
Yeah.
I guess he was helping him out for whatever reason.
Yeah, I think he was there as a guest pitmaster type thing.
Yeah. I want to get Trey on the show, but I know he's busy, and I need to reach out to him and see if he'd be willing to come on.
Oh, I'm sure he would. He's always a good conversation.
Yeah, for sure. What's next for Backline? You gonna keep doing your thing, or
man? I'm gonna keep trucking. Trying to see just you come around, you wait on orders. I just did some stuff over at Style Switch. Of more like just a pit room kind of remodel, like a quick little deal. That they needed. I built what I call it, like a hybrid grill in a backyard,
Yeah, you give me a picture of that. Dude, let's talk about that. That thing's fucking amazing.
Yeah, that thing's a beast. It's kind of
oh damn.
So Lone Star makes something similar, and so it's basically like a what is it called, a hasty bake?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So the hasty bake. So this just has the grill surface doesn't move, So the coal basket from underneath, you can crank. I don't know if you can see them, but there's those two round handles on the side.
Yeah.
Right.
You can crank those handles, and what that does is that brings the coal basket up to your food. So it's kind of like a reverse Santa Maria. And then if you wanted to, in between the two doors, that's a fully insulated side. So you could run that thing as an offset. You could put the coals in one, on one of the doors, and then put your meat on the other side and run it like an offset smoke.
Yeah, that's not, but that looks solid though. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, oh yeah.
It's all there.
Yeah, no, that was a cool deal. I built that whole backyard kitchen area for that.
Yeah.
So
that thing's a beast.
Yeah, I'm just taking on, whatever people want, like at this point, I'm doing some stuff over at a local brewery. So, until more pit orders come in or whatever, you gotta keep trucking, man. You gotta get paid.
Right, Eric. Put some golf tires on it. I'll probably roll that bad.
Hey,
just built
that thing was so
break the
heavy.
axle in your trailer.
Yeah, that thing was so heavy, man. We had 4 guys. We're like, we'll just walk this into the backyard with some straps and shit. We went to pick it up, and it was like, no. So I left it in the dude's driveway. I'm like, no, we can't move this. So
it's here. It's delivered.
he literally had to hire like heavy weight, like piano type movers, to come and do it. And I mean, they showed up with like 8 dudes, and they huffed it in the back. They just carried that son of a bitch in the back and set it down. I was like,
I thought you were gonna say he hired 5 Mexicans.
no. They came in with a lot of dudes, and it was like, I mean, there was stairs, and it wasn't a straight shot, man. Or we would have put on a furniture dolly, and rolled it in.
Yeah.
Right.
I did. I had it on a big
dolly.
Oh man, I had it on a big steel dolly for us to get it down the driveway, and we got down the driveway, and we all looked at each other. We're like, this thing ain't going anywhere.
Yeah,
it was a beast, man. So if he ever sells a house, it's staying. He already said that. He goes, this thing. Yeah.
Hey, that's an investment in the house.
Yeah.
Upgrade.
But it's a cool cooker. You know, I asked him, I said, hey, how's the thing going? And, you know, they like it. His wife loves it. It's actually built for her, so she loves it.
Oh,
Beautiful, man.
Lid's a little heavy for her, so I got to still go in now. We're going to make some modifications. We're going to put some gas shocks on it, so it'll
Nice.
pop open on her. So,
Shoot, yeah.
Badass.
How long does something like that take to make?
man, that was if you really go all in on it, you know, and you're not doing other shit, I'd say probably about 2 weeks, because there was no set design. Like I literally making it up as I go. I'm like, oh, this would be kind of cool. So then you go and draw it on the computer, cut it on the plasma, fit it up, and go, well, that didn't work. So then you got to do it again, you know. So, but if I were to duplicate that again, it would probably take me about 2 weeks, I would say, because I already have all the files.
Right.
And to be honest, the biggest thing is to make that coal basket move the way that we did. That took like maybe 6 or 7 different renditions for me to actually get it to function the way I wanted it to and smoothly. So that's the kind of the pain in the butt where you're kind of like, is this going to work or is this going to work? You know, and you got to go back and forth,
Right.
until you get something that's going to be good enough to where it's going to live in somebody's home. You know, they're paying good money for these things. I mean, it needs to work. It can't work for 2 cooks and then the whole thing falls apart. You know, that's not the way that you can't do that to people.
Fuck, you'll build anything, huh?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Got my
like
grill
I said,
grates.
my background comes from Hollywood, man. I mean, I did you know, rock and roll stage props for people for, you know, forever, and we did TV commercials, and I ran the metal shop and special effects department, you know, for a company. That's where I met my wife. You know, we all worked together. So, you know, you kind of dream it. I could build it, man. And you give me a napkin sketch and I'll figure it out. And
I'm excited.
And you give me shitty measurements and forget to tell me the height of your grill grates, I'll still make that shit work.
I forgot all about that shit, dude. I'm excited to know.
Kyle needs 40-inch height. That's all he needs. 48 inches. You're good.
Yeah. No, those things are pretty badass, man. They look good. I know you mentioned something about, you know, a lot of people do the angle, and it's like I don't like doing the angle even on my offsets when I do the bar grates. You know, I go in and I literally cut the steel on the table, you know, that has holes in it. So those stainless rods are going through all of those pieces of metal, you know, so you don't have to worry about them breaking off or whatever, because they're actually inside the steel, you know, and then they're plug welded on the end.
Right.
So,
Man,
and you keep full cooking grate. You don't have like, you know, 2 inches on each side of just a big fat piece of metal, dude, that's just getting hot. So,
man, we all met, I don't know what, a year and a half, 2 years ago. And you can ask these guys. I told them, because I came and looked at, I don't know if you remember, me and my wife, we came and looked at some of your competition smokers. And I told these guys, I'm like, that dude's quality.
Didn't you come to one of the rodeos or a cook-off? Was it at a cook-off?
No, I came.
Or did you come to the shop?
Yeah, I came to the shop.
Man, what was I? I wonder what I was working on.
And you had a couple of I think you had a 30 by 60 in there and a 30 or 24 by 48 or something you were working on.
Man,
anyways,
the big side sounds like it was probably one of Barton's pits.
Could have been. Anyways, I told these guys a long ass time ago, year and a half ago, I'm like, this fucking guy built some badass pits. Like, the attention to detail on your pits compared to a lot of the other ones I looked at, it's fucking night and day, man. I'll vouch for your pits, dude. Those things are fucking badass, bro.
Man, I appreciate that. You know, some of that stuff goes, like when you build things, like obviously it goes into the price, right? So you're building things, you're paying attention to stuff like that. But you know, on pictures or something that you see on the internet, you know, people don't really get what you see in person, right? So they'll be like, man, I can get one from this dude. This dude's making them in his garage. You know, I can get that same pit for $3,200. I'm like, well, go ahead. You can't get the same pit, right? Like in my head, but you're getting, you know, and the same point, you know, you can't be mad at people. I mean, if that's what they can afford and all that stuff, then cool, man. You know, I'm not in everybody's sandbox. And you know, if you try to come up to a different caliber and be on a different level, you can't be in everybody's sandbox, man. You gotta kind of set your sights, man, for for success and for the elite. You want to be you want to be on those top guys cooking teams if you can, but
for
a lot
sure.
of things you have to have a ton of shit out there for people to know. Like, I mean, goddamn, everyone was cooking with Jambos, dude. It's like for you to get someone to switch over from a Jambo to a backline, I mean, it's damn near impossible because everyone knows the Jambos, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you'd have to literally get enough out there to where people can cook on them and see, which is hard to do because everyone's already set and everyone's already spent the 6,000-7,000 on a Jambo or whatever. It's like you just can't keep throwing away money on smokers at that point,
right? Yeah, and you can't undercut the industry, man. I mean, you see a lot of people do that. Well, I can do it for fucking a quarter what this guy's charging. Well, what does that do to the industry, right? I mean,
it shits it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that was the same thing with photography when I was doing photography. It was like, people, you have people that are up here, then people are way down here, just to get the job. What does it say about your product and what does it do to the industry, right?
Yeah.
You want to keep it up there. I mean, that this is your, your bread and butter. This is what you do. You don't want to undercut yourself, for sure.
No.
Yep.
Well, especially if you're putting in the time. Like if you are doing that attention to detail or you're changing, like whatever your setups is. I mean, some of that shit costs money because some stuff you have to outsource, and get made. So now you're paying to do that instead of just, heating something up with the torch and bending it, real quick.
Right.
You're actually getting a part broke or laser cut, or things like that. So back when I first started doing smokers, man, I didn't have a CNC table. So I was actually hand making all my shit. And then some of the firebox pieces, I was lucky enough to, my old boss was cutting stuff on his machine for me. And, and I didn't really know how to draw shit. So I'm trying to draw it. He's cutting me what I draw. I get the shit back. I go to put it together. Thing is going to be like a puzzle. And it's like, well, that didn't fit. There's a big learning curve. So now you're cutting shit with a cutoff wheel and grinders and stuff to try to make it fit. So all that is a big learning thing, but a lot of guys. So now I own a CNC table. When I bought the CNC table, I mean, that changed my entire life. That changed every single thing about my smokers. So now all my stuff is, custom cut. If I have a part that doesn't work right, I don't need to wait 4 or 5 days to get a new one back. I just go in and change it on the drawing, cut another piece, make sure it fits, and then go from there. So that's the benefit where some of these other dudes, like the garage builders or, the guy who got a Harbor Freight welder for fucking Christmas, who's now a pit builder,
right.
It's like, it's hard to compete with those guys money-wise, but there's no way in hell are they turning out a product like mine or Moberg's or Syntex or, any of these guys. There's no fucking way. It's impossible.
Right.
Unless they're spending money to have somebody cut them their parts and make them those parts. But then you know what? They're not selling that shit for $3,000 because they're basically paying you to make the parts.
Right.
So it's the industry's kind of gone weird because, a lot of us smoker builders talk about it, and it's like every 5 minutes, if you look on your phone, there's a new fucking smoker builder out there.
Yeah, new smoker builder.
It's like, man, where are you guys coming from? Harbor Freight, close your doors, man. You guys
shit, they keep putting them up. You're gonna keep getting more.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
What a way.
But you know what? It's cool though. It's like some people do. Like you said, you've seen the pits in person, right? And it's like you could tell that there's a difference, but you don't know that difference unless you see the two either next to each other or you saw one and you're like, man, I just saw this dude has this awesome pit, that's barbecue black that was built in a garage, right? And then all of a sudden you come to, Austin Rodeo or whatever, or San Antonio, and you see one of the backlines and you go, holy shit, wait a minute, let me rethink what I thought was cool before,
Right.
Let me look at this. It's just like when Jamie came out with all those trailers he made with those badass Jambos and the broiler doors. I mean, there was nobody touching those. Nobody. Because they were cool as shit, and you can't build that in your backyard.
Right.
So,
yeah, it's the same thing like your Aztec builds. I mean, you can look at them, but when you see them in person, you see everything from the base, the lighting, like, your welds and just the way it's made. You know what? I was able to I told Brandon, I said, Brendan, I said, let me lift one of these lids. I mean, you just lift it up, it's smooth as hell. Like everything on it is just immaculate, man. Great fucking job.
Thank you. I appreciate that, man. And you know what's funny is how have you seen any like custom legs like that? Like, you know, the Aztec ones that light up. And the base,
yeah.
Did you ever see the one I did for Liberty Barbecue for John Brotherton with the Liberty bells? You know,
I didn't.
Oh my God, dude! So I did a whole tethered American flag paint job with Liberty Bell feet. You know, because it was at Liberty Barbecue, and then at Treaty Oaks Distillery, I built 1,000-gallon. I literally mounted it on 2 whiskey barrels. So it's like I'm the only guy doing custom feet. Everyone's doing skids or trailers. Like,
right.
They're not as easy to move, trust me, but but they look cool, you know. It's like
look cool as shit.
I would almost guarantee that I'm the only one out there. If you like go through the internet, I've never seen custom legs like that on anything.
Right, so, right. Did you leave like a little access door if the light goes out or whatever on there to replace those lights?
Yeah, the back of all those they unscrew. So you have to get on the ground and lay down there.
Right.
So I went to the Vaqueros friends and family like pre-opening.
Mm-hmm.
So we drove up there and you know everyone was walking through the pit room and I'm all dressed all nice, you know. I got $120 fucking jeans on, you know. It's not like $30 Walmarts. And the wife and I show up and I'm like, I look at Trey, I go, why the fuck is the lights not on the pit? And he goes,
fix that shit.
Yeah, he goes, I don't know. So I'm laying down inside his pit room, and I took apart the shit, and I'm looking at it. I'm like, dude, everything's plugged in, you know. So it ended up being that the electricians actually listened to what we wanted, and they actually put that on a designated breaker.
Okay.
So if you wanted to, at the end of the night, you could flip that switch, and those lights would go off. And then in the morning, you could turn them back on. So that breaker was off. So I act like I was in the freaking slums, you know. I act like I'm out there in the trenches in the rain and shit. Now, it was Vaquero's pit room. I mean, you could eat off the floor, but
yeah, for sure.
It sounds more dramatic if I'm like crawling under their pit, you know. I mean, the thing's only been used twice at this point, so everything was clean.
Yeah, but, that's Backline customer service right there, man.
Yes, sir.
Right? Drive up there from Austin just to fix your lights.
Well, it was seamless. I couldn't tell. That's why I asked the question, because that's kind of something that you know, the details that I look at and stuff like that. And so how the hell did those light up? So I started looking at it and said, I didn't see any access, nothing on it. So I'm like,
you know, what's funny is those are, you know what those light systems are those undercarriage rock lights for like Jeeps and shit.
Oh, okay.
They're RGB. So I don't know if he had them. Were they flickering or were they just colored?
No, they were just solid. I think it was a solid red. I think.
Oh, okay. So the way that when I gave them to him, they flickered and it went
like
from
fire.
a red to an orange. Yeah, so it looked like it was a flame that was going up.
Nice, hell yeah, man, that's badass.
Well, thanks for the warning. Now next time I go up there, I got to reprogram it so that I could get them right.
No, that's awesome, man.
But those are. Like I said, I don't know, man. Every time I look, you can look on the internet, and I've never seen restaurant pits that have that many photos that are taken of it and tagged in it. Mm. I think somebody went up there and they did a podcast, a live, not a live, but they did some kind of YouTube thing. I forget the guy's name.
Yeah, Al Wazenberger. What is it? Behind the food.
Yeah. And he says, I've never been to a restaurant where the pits have had more pictures than the food. And it's pretty true. So I got lucky, man. And the same kid, so that blue pit I had, Ariel, the one that I got my personal comp pit, is I went in and did all the base coat, which is like, it's some kind of Jeep bikini blue or something. It's called something stupid. So then I had this awesome graffiti artist. He's local here to Dripping Springs. He came in and did all the graphics graffiti style. And then I clear coated everything after. And then when I told him about these Aztec pits, he was all in. He's like, oh dude, I want to do them for sure. So I hired the same kid to come in. So I did a white base coat. He came in, did all the graffiti, and then I clear coated everything after that. And then those legs, actually, we have those powder coated from James Brooks over at Boss Brooks Barbecue. He owns a Brooks Industrial Coatings at North Austin. So he
So
powder coated the legs all black.
Are they attached, or is the pit laid on top of them?
They are attached now.
Okay.
But they weren't at powder coat. So we ground down a little bit after they were powder coated, and then I welded them in and then touched them up with some gloss black.
Okay.
Because literally, if you open that up from the back, I mean, they're obviously not just sitting on that thin material, because you could tell where all the cutouts were, where the plexi is that backlights it. I mean, that was 10 gauge material. So underneath is actual full structure inside those legs that hold those pits on the ground. Same thing with yeah, exactly. It's just a facade. Same thing with the treaty oak steel, the ones on the whiskey barrels. I half cut the whiskey barrels and it looks like they're sunk into the ground. But there's a full steel structure in there. And then I actually fiberglassed the inside of the barrels, right, so that they wouldn't come apart over, through rain and all the other shit, because everything's outside. So those are pretty cool builds. And then the Brotherton ones, the Liberty bells, they're fully welded in. And then my wife, since like I said, we met in the studio business, she was a scenic artist, so she could make a piece of steel look like wood, and all that. So she came in, she scenic like the wood bar of the bell and all that shit. And I mean, they came out pretty sweet.
Nice. Well, you're talking about stage building. What bands or what would we recognize?
Man, there's a lot of bands. I did stuff at the shop I worked at in LA, I did stuff for Cage the Elephant. I don't know if you know them. The Lumineers, did stuff for them.
Yeah, Lumineers.
I did quite a few tours and a ton of what they call promotionals, which are like, Jimmy Kimmel, shit like that.
Yeah.
For 8 years for Lady Gaga.
Wow.
Yeah, we did Kesha. I mean, the list is huge. And then when I moved out here and started Bacline, so that's where Bacline comes from. So the name Bacline, if you look up Bacline and don't put fabrication or smokers, on it online, you look up Bacline. What that is that's like the behind the scenes people of the band, right? So they're there. They set up all the wiring. They get all the the guitars in tune. All that shit. They set up everything on the stage. So when I came up with Bacline fabrication, me and my buddy, it was like, well, we want to get back into that entertainment business. So if we do Bacline fabrication, we're still behind the scenes, right? But now we're doing the stage props because we wanted to get back into stage props, or I did. And then that's where that started. So my first year in business, I ended up doing through Bacline here in Austin. I got the Katy Perry Witness Tour, and that ran for like a year and a half. And I did all the major stage props on that. And then like 2 months after that, we did Pink's Beautiful Trauma Tour, and that ran for 2 years and traveled into Europe. So,
man, that's awesome.
Yeah, a lot of big names. But it was fun, man. I'm telling you right now, the stories I could tell, people would be like, bullshit, that never happened.
Yeah. Talk about the smoke, right?
So, crazy stuff. But I mean, it all of that molded me into kind of where I am today, to where, I'll do stupid shit like those feet, Liberty Bell feet and the whiskey barrels and stuff like that, because in my mind, I think it's cool. And I don't know anyone else that put a freaking underwater, paint job on a fucking smoker with a sunken pirate ship on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it makes sense, and now looking at your work and what you do, and then what you did in the past, is you're kind of molding both of them together as far as like it's making a presence, right? Your pits make a presence. You're not just still getting, patina. I'm not saying anything wrong with them, but like a patina rusted, propane tank, just welding it together and throwing, giving to your customer. You're actually putting thought and effort into it to make it badass. So that's cool.
Yeah. So the cool part is when I started building the smokers, everyone's like, man, how did you get someone to go with that color? Or how did you get someone to do that? And it was real funny. I don't know how I started off so strong, I guess you could say. But people were putting their trust in me with a lot of money. And basically they'd be like, well, what's it going to look like? And it would be like, well, you'll find out when you pick it up. Like, that's what started the pit reveal parties that I used to have. So the customer had no idea what this pit was going to look like. They knew what size. They knew maybe what colors it was going to be.
Mm-hmm.
You had no idea what it was going to look like. You had no idea what the firebox was going to look like, what the chamber would look like. And that was the cool part. And everyone had that anticipation of coming to pick up their shit because they didn't know how, but everything was cool. I never had one person pick it up and go,
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, for sure. You know, my brother's a pretty well-known tattoo artist back home, and he told me a long time ago, he's like, you know, you let the artist work, right? And you're an artist when it comes to that shit and everything that you're doing, you're an artist. So that's cool that you do that. You see, you know, Orange County Choppers or you know, Jesse James with his West Coast with his chopper line, you know, you don't see the product until it's revealed, right? That's the anticipation. That's cool. I think that's cool that you're doing that. It's badass.
Yeah. It definitely was fun, man, and it adds a lot because it gives me the freedom to change stuff, like when on the fly. Because sometimes it's like even to this day, if I'm trying to build like one of the pits that I've built, you know, 50 times already, and it's like we're still doing this hinge, we're doing this, and then if I'm sitting there, I don't know what might happen, but I go, oh shit, maybe this would be cool, right? So then we'll just cut that shit off and then try something new. And at that point, I don't need to get an approval, you know, because it's harder to explain. So at that point, I just do it. And then when you get it, obviously everything's it's gonna have to work or I'm up shit creek.
Yeah. Are you burning them before you deliver?
I used to, man, but now it's like my fireboxes are pretty much the same on all of them, right? They're the same internal size. It's all that bullshit. The chambers are pretty much all the same size. So I don't really burn them anymore because we know how they're going to run, especially since I cook on one myself, you know, constantly. It's like, I know it's going to work.
Right.
So, but you know, you get people that come in and they can't really figure it out right away. And it's like, man, it's cool. You know, just relax. Don't get discouraged. You know, all this shit takes time to learn. You know, lucky for me and for, let's say, Barton's owned a couple of my pits already, you know, shit like that. It's like, if you know how to run them, if you can make it look real easy. And it's not necessarily easy for, let's say, like maybe an amateur. I do have some people that have really never smoked before, but have money that bought smokers. And it's like, okay, we're going to have to walk through this step by step, you know, and it would be a thing where, like, you know, a month or two, I'm getting text messages and calls. Hey, this isn't doing this. This isn't doing this. How do I make this work? And it's like, well, it's doing it, but this is maybe where your issue is. And then, oh yeah, no, that worked great. Okay. And then it's working. And then, you know, it's like everything else, man. I don't care. You could own one of my pits right now. You could have one for 2 years and then you, hey man, let's make a new one. You know, let's do your new style. It's still going to take you a week, you know, to get that one dialed in to where you want it. Right. You know, you're not just going to turn around and turn key it instantly. It's just, I mean, that doesn't work on anything. Not custom at least.
Yeah, man, that's awesome. It's awesome. Custom pits.
That's the other thing too, is, you know, you get into the custom world and that is the point. Everything is different. Custom means custom for a reason.
Right.
Because it's custom.
Yeah, they're one of a kind. One of a kind.
Yeah. And at this point, you know, like I said, my buddy Damien, he's a little high school kid. He did a couple of FFA projects through my shop and things like that. And he reserve granted his first one. He granted his second one through the FFA. You know, and those are statewide competitions, right? So, so that was awesome. I was proud of him. He's a great kid, great welder. You know, he's like a little sponge, right? So he takes what you tell him and he learns off of it, which is nice. So he was actually one of the reasons that I was able to catch up on my back orders, you know, for so long during the summer, you know, because otherwise he's back at school. So he graduates this year, so that hopefully is going to open him up, you know, to help do some more things. But with him building or helping to build stuff, like even in the future, I mean, he might come up with his own smoker line, you know, soon too, which I'd rather buy something from him who's fresh out of high school than some of these guys, like I said, they got their Harbor Freight welder for Christmas, and they think that they're Joe Blow fucking smoker king. Because this kid at least knows, you know, and he's worked with me. He's worked with Moberg, you know, he's done some shit. So it's like he'll be able to put out a reputable product, you know,
Nice.
when it comes time to. So
I'm telling you, man, those kids, you know, from the competition cooking world, the high school kids to welders, and we're a lot further along than I was when I was his age.
Man, I didn't even know that I wanted to weld at all, man, until, you know, I was doing car stereos and custom audio and stuff for forever. It's like 12 years, you know, out of high school, and then into before I got in the movie business. And, you know, I finally got a welder because we were doing these things called floating amp racks, and it was like the only way you could do it, man, was with steel, because you had to weld all these brackets, and you know, you could make the amps look like they were floating. And that's kind of what got me into welding. And then I got lucky and got a job in the studios with a guy, because he was a buddy of someone I knew through the car stereo shit. And man, when I got into working at that metal shop, I realized I didn't know shit about anything. like I knew how to run some 12 volts, but they were like, hey, build this frame for this car. So I remember my first job I ever worked on, man, it was an SUV. And this table wanted to slide out the back of the SUV and have these legs automatically pop down right onto the ground. And that was like my first effect that I was working on. And they're like, hey, man, build this frame. This is going to be the table. And then we'll figure out the legs and shit. I didn't know how to build a fucking square frame. And I didn't know that. Like, because when I used to build stuff on amp racks, I would screw the metal into the amp, flip it upside down, and then, you know, tack weld it so it wouldn't move.
Get by. Get by.
Yeah, man. I didn't realize there was a whole thing where, oh, you got to measure. If you measure corner to corner, it'll tell you if it's square or not. You know. So once I learned all that, man, it started changing things. And then, you know, then I started TIG welding. You know, I do all aluminum and, you know, stainless and shit like that.
Nice.
You know, I never tell anyone I'm like a badass welder. By no means am I like the guy that is like a food grade badass welder, right? But I will tell everybody, and you could watch other podcasts I've been on, what I am is a really good fabricator, right?
Nice.
I'm a great fabricator. I'm good at welding, but I'm not the badass. You know, there's way more dudes that can weld better than me.
Yeah,
but,
right.
But when it comes to fabbing, I come up with some pretty cool shit, and it doesn't fall apart.
Hell yeah, man. That's awesome, dude.
Until Kyle gets his grades, you know, we'll see if they last over a week. We'll see.
We're going to try them out. We're going to run them hard, too.
There you go. Heat them up.
So they're heavy.
Yeah.
Heat them up.
All that stainless adds up, man. It's heavy.
For sure.
I'll be there on Wednesday to get them. Man, y'all's fucking roads and Dripping Springs suck, bro.
Yeah. All the money that gets put into the town, it doesn't go to like making cool roads or easy access.
And I don't think they could build shit straight out there. Everything is fucking it's bad, dude.
No, 100%. Yeah, it's wiggly and windy, and man, when the freezes come, it's deadly. So
okay, I can imagine.
Oh, the last freeze we had, I went to the shop and some dude was in the ditch, and I stopped and I was like, man, you cool? Is someone coming? He goes, no, man. He goes, no tow trucks are running. And I'm like, all right. I said, I'll go to the shop. I'll get my recovery shit and I'll come get you. And then I started sliding down the hill. So I ended up flipping around, and then I went back down the hill, turned around, came back because I stopped on the hill like an idiot to talk to the guy. So then I came back and I was able to drive past him with 4-wheel, you know, and then I came back to get him and I brought my recovery shit out, and then another kid showed up in another 4x4, and we took his chains, my ropes, and all the other things. We ended up hooking this guy up, and we ended up pulling him out of this ditch, and that ended up turning into 3 other guys we had to pull out of the ditch. So, it was a fun day for us. I mean, not for the people that were in the ditch, but
right.
But that's those stupid ass roads, man. They're curvy. They're weird.
Yeah.
You end up in the ditch, man, everywhere. People end up in the ditch in Dripping Springs just for no reason. So, what did Barton say?
He said he got to see the greats.
Yeah, yep. He was at the shop last week.
Nice.
Yeah. Well, cool.
Sweet.
Cool, Ryan.
Man, guys, I appreciate you bringing me on again, man. This is awesome. This is a fun
No,
Hey,
thank you.
if you don't mind, stay on after I roll out.
Yeah.
I want to pick your brain for a little bit.
Okay.
Since we've been going on for an hour and a half now, so there's a backstage conversation.
Nice.
Cool. But yeah. As soon as I roll out, we'll bring you back in. But
yeah, cool. Don't lose me on the audio this time.
no, we won't. You got you. But thanks, Ryan. Thanks for coming on. And man,
really
I'm
appreciate it,
excited
Ryan. Thank you, man.
talk to you a little bit,
Great,
talk to you a little bit more, and kind of pick your brain, man. That's gonna be awesome.
Yeah,
Appreciate you, bro.
So cool. How? Tell everybody where they can find you at.
Man, on Instagram, it's Backline Fab. Yeah, and then Facebook's Backline Fabrication. So
Okay.
Awesome.
Okay. Website.
that's website is backlinefabrication.com.
Okay.
And then
And any
go
of these
ahead.
guys wanting a drum, what are they looking at as far as lead time?
Man, lead time is
Stuff like
only it depends on how backed up powder coat is, but you could say a week, maybe 2 at the most.
Oh, right on.
It'll take me a couple days to build it, and then usually James can knock them out in a couple days. But if he's busy, the drums, he's got major money to make, and the drums don't pay that much, on the powder coat side. So it might take an extra week. So I just give it 2 weeks at this point.
Awesome,
Hell
man.
yeah.
We look forward to seeing more of your products come out, and I'm excited, man.
Yeah, man.
Congratulations.
Thank you again.
Appreciate you, man.
Yeah, hey,
Thanks,
we're
brother.
still live, man. We're still running. So
Yeah,
Yep.
for sure. Well, let's close out the show, and I'll get back with you here in a little bit.
copy that.
Cool, man. Man, I had a freaking cough, dude.
Yeah, me too.
Kicking my ass, dude.
Damn, bro. Throw y'all secrets.
Appreciate it, Chase.
Thanks, James.
That's why I had to go. I had to go give me some. They don't do a damn thing, dude.
Like my dad used to stick a big old freaking gob of Vicks down our throats and make us swallow it and shit. Yeah. Some people call it child abuse. I just say, that's good.
I think you were just tired of tired of hearing you there, Anthony.
The fuck, sir?
So, man, that was a good show. It's a good
Yeah,
show.
it
was. Really good.
A lot of information, man.
Absolutely.
I don't know what we got next week. We don't have anybody next week, so if anybody has any ideas or something, throw something out there, because I don't think we have anything next week. So
For sure.
Gonna have
We
to
get
bring
something lined
on
up pretty quick.
New Mexico Pitmasters. Watch out.
there you go. TD Brew. Bring the
I said
TD Brew
back
again.
Just open his stuff back up, or open his new store up.
Yeah, he's working on it.
We'll see.
We'll see. Cool. Anything else? Let's close this one out.
Let's
No,
close it
brother.
out, boys.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you, guys.
Thanks for
I
coming
enjoyed
on, Anthony. Thanks for coming to
You
work
bet.
today.
Man,
Oh,
y'all
there we
take
go.
care, man.
All right, man. Y'all be safe.
Okay, folks.
All right, we'll see y'all, boys.
All right, man. Later, guys.
This is Parrish Randall, and this concludes this episode of Beyond the Smoke. Thanks for stopping by, friend. We hope to see you again real soon. Until next time, happy trails. Until we talk meat again.